actually we'll just start going through the religious texts which talk about the creation story, and we will just take off from the Bible, where it says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." This is what the Bible says. But there's been some controversy or some opposite myths, which are ancient, which preceded the Bible by thousands of years. But we'll go with the Genesis first, then we'll make the reference. We'll have references in other texts or tablets. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, the thing is that I'm referring to a Bible. This is a 1610 Bible, companion Bible. This one has got footnotes or side notes, which explains everything. Because here it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." But before we even go to the next verse, it says this. There is a footnote for that. In the beginning, God, the word God here. What is meant by the word God in Genesis? And if we check at the footnotes, it says this: God here means, is a Hebrew word. The original version was Elohim. So it is supposed to read, "In the beginning, Elohim created heaven and earth." And it goes further and describe that Elohim is a creator in relationship to his creatures. And so it takes us to it like fast forwards us to the book of Psalms, so that we can understand in deeper what Elohim means. And if we go to the book of Psalms, it says that Elohim, it describes like, who is this Elohim, or what does he do, or what is his position. It says that he stands in the council of gods. He stands in the council of gods, among other gods. So, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. This Elohim is not singular. There are many. It's a council. Elohim is a council. This is the first thing which we have to know, because this Bible of 1610 it says clearly that what has been referred to God here, what has been mentioned as God, is the Elohim, and it takes us back to refer further on who Elohim is, and it shows that it was not one, but a council which comes together to agree upon something. And so it means that it's a group, a council, they have to agree. That's why they said, "Let us make man in our own image." And this story, before even we reach that point of "let us make man in our own image," there is a part which says, the second verse, it says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved over the face of the waters. Going back even to the footnotes of that second verse, it shows that it says here, the second verse says this, and was without form. Was without form. But when you go to the footnote of this old Bible, it says that it was not created without form, but that word which say and it was has been highlighted in the footnote, and it means that it became. And it say also rendered as came to pass, that it became into without form and void. It became formless and void. And furthermore, we check this word without form. If you check in the footnote, it says it became desolate. It became a wasteland. It became a wasteland. These words have been used twice in the Bible. Without form and void. It is an Hebrew word which is called tohu bavohu. Tohu bavohu. These two words, without form and void, it is tohu bavohu. It has been mentioned 2 times in the Bible. And the other instance where it is mentioned in the book of Jeremiah 4:20. Actually, it's mentioned in the book of Jeremiah 4:23, which where Jeremiah was given a vision of the world before it became without form and void. The world before that, before man was created, Jeremiah was shown a vision of this world, how it was. And he describes it very, very clear. Let me look at, we have to read that verse at least, so that we could understand the whole concept deeply. The book of Jeremiah. Sheila, can you access a Bible there? 4:23. Jeremiah 4:23. Sheila, can you access that?
Let me get.
Yeah? What did you say?
I said, let me get it.
Yeah, get it.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 4:23.
Wow, Siko. You know, the lighting in my house is dark.
Yes, I understand.
I beheld the earth, and indeed it was without form and void, and the heavens they had no light. Meskia. Have you heard?
I've heard, yeah? I want you to continue reading it. Just go down further.
Okay, so my 4:23.
Yeah, start from 4:23.
Okay. I beheld the earth, and indeed it was without form and void, and the heavens they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and indeed they trembled, and all the hills moved back and forth. I beheld, and indeed there was no man. and all the birds of the heavens had fled. I beheld, and indeed the fruitful land was a wilderness, and all its cities were broken down at the presence of the Lord by his fierce anger. For thus says the Lord,
Tosha.
the whole I
Enough. Yeah, up to there. Sorry for interrupting. And so, this is the vision which Jeremiah was shown, that how the world was, that the bird, he says clearly that the birds had fled and the cities were destroyed, meaning that there was life before this current man was created. This generation, there was life. And that's when, and that's the point where it says, and the earth became without form and void. It became, these are two different creation stories. In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth, is another story. And it became void is another story. There is some history there which is missing between when it was created and when it became void. And the same vision which Jeremiah was shown, that the cities were destroyed, mountains destroyed. So meaning there is something which happened. And actually, there is another separate story which says that this planet, I think Sheila, you watched that documentary about what happened on Earth, and it has another story which says that this place, actually, it became a wasteland, because what the Bible means by say it becomes without form, in the footnote it say it became a wasteland, meaning that it was wasted. And in that documentary, the guy was trying to explain that this planet initially was mined of silica. It was a planet which was full of silica, and it was like a mining place which was like misused. They mined it to an extent that it became a wasteland. Who mined it? We have not been told, but it could be some other advanced races. They use this place for mining. That's why it is said that most of the oceans, it is said that this planet had no life. On this planet was not carbon based. Life on the planet was silica based. It was silica based, and there were no waters. So all those spaces which we see as oceans, rivers, as valleys, as like the Americas canyons, the canyons in America, they are like the results of the mining which happened here. They were mining. It was mined of silica, because silica life here in this planet was based on, actually was favoring silica based life. And this is the life which we are going even to the fourth density. It will be silica based. So this is another side story, which actually could be the one which is fitting in between there. And yet there is other many stories and myths of ancient people which preceded the Bible, which talks of different apocalypse which took place in this planet, where there were destructions either by hails of fiery comets or by floods and by winds, by fire, water, wind. So these are different. There are other separate stories which could fit in between that before it became desolate, a wasteland. It was either true, it was mined, or there was creation initially, and it was destroyed. Because the human race, this current human race, is the fifth human root race. The other four root races, it is said they destroyed themselves. And it could be true, either they destroyed themselves, but for me, it is that they were destroyed by the gods. Not one god, by the gods. Out of what? I said the other time that this whole story of solar systems and galaxies, there are plenty of planets which are full of life, full of civilizations, full of beings of higher densities. They got destroyed because these higher entities are the ones which have been portrayed as God or gods. Because when we started, we said that Elohim, the footnotes of the Bible itself said Elohim is a council that comes and sit together, meaning that there are many men. So one of the thing which we can just say is that they were destroyed. Why were they destroyed? They were destroyed because when a race wants to destroy a planet, it cannot be allowed to destroy a planet because of the balance. These planets, if they are in the solar system, there is the balance of the solar system, which is also in tune with the balance of the whole galaxy. So, if one planet was destroyed or is destroyed, the solar system will lose balance, number one. It will go to up to galactic level, to the universe level. There is going to be loss of balance. So when the race embark in some technologies, become too advanced to a point where they want to destroy the planet, they get wiped. And it will always be said that because of the wrath of God, because of this and that, you get wiped by those who are advanced. You are not going to cause imbalance in the galaxy. And this history, again, there is another history of our solar system where we had a planet called Maldek. This planet Maldek was a very big planet, which was 10 times the size of planet Earth, where planet Mars was just a moon to that planet. And they destroyed themselves through wars. Said that it was nuclear and atomic wars, and the planet exploded into pieces, and it is what became the asteroid belt in our solar system. And the same thing happened even in Mars, but they did not explode their planet into pieces. They just destroyed their atmosphere, that no one could live on top or on the planet. And those who survived went to live underground, and they had to adapt that. Their carbon, they adapted because whoever is living in planet Mars underground, they are just breathing carbon dioxide, not oxygen. And they had to adapt that because creation is all about adaptation from one state or another. And so this is what happened. 4 traces, it is said that they destroyed themselves, but they did not destroy themselves. And these root races, one of the latest one which was said to either have destroyed themselves or what came to them is the Atlantis. Atlantis was the 4th root race. And it is said that they destroyed themselves, but there are other stories that they were advanced even spiritual, but they wanted like to create something which can cause like the big bang, the big bang thing of like wanting to create a big bang and create your own universe. That is what they did. They wanted to do. It's like they wanted to make their own creation because they had advanced spiritual and technological, and they wanted to create a black hole and or something of to create that big bang to bring forth some kind of their own creation. And it was not allowed. That's why they were swept out of the story. And also that time when we go back to the Bible, there's this there was a creation in this creation story of the Bible, in I think Genesis 1:23, when they had created Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve begot two sons, Abel and Cain. And when Cain killed Abel, God ordered him to move out of the Garden of Eden. And actually, if we just check this story deeply, we will come to realize that God was not even aware that there were other it is Cain who convinced God that, hey, don't take me out of this place because out there are people who are going to kill me. Because if we follow the Bible, that God created Adam and Eve, and they begot two sons. Definitely, God knew that he had just begun creating, and so God wasn't aware of anyone existing outside the Garden of Eden until the time when Cain told him, "Hey, no, you can't send me outside there because they will kill me." That's when he convinced God that the guys who are going to kill me. Then God got convinced, and he said, "I'm going to put a mark on you so that no one outside there can touch you," which is very, very controversial. Because if God created Adam and Eve and they begot the two sons, God should know that if it was the first creation. Anyone reading the Bible, if knowing that this one is the first creation, then it didn't have to take Cain to remind God that there are people outside there who are going to kill him. Meaning that they were people outside there. And this is the other part. And one thing which you have to know is that man was not created in the Garden of Eden. Man was never created in the Garden of Eden. Let me read it says that they were placed. They were placed in the Garden of Eden. They were not created they were created somewhere else, and they were placed. Who created them? Nowhere in the Bible has indicated that God created man, because the old texts themselves, this one God, the old Bibles before the King James version, they have footnotes which clearly indicate that what has been termed as God, with a number one there, the footnote says clear. What has been termed as God, it is Elohim. Hebrew word, it is the Hebrew word Elohim is what has been put to be God there. And it refers people further to the book of Psalms so that they can get the wide aspect of what Elohim are. And where we have been directed, it clearly shows that it's not one being. They have to sit in a council among other gods. So that's why I said the Bible, in the Bible, there is nowhere in the Bible where it has said that God, this one God, one infinite creator, created, that man was created by the one infinite creator. The man was created by the Elohim. Elohim is not one God. That's why they said, let us make man. Let man has become like one of us. Let us go down and confuse their languages. If you go to the Quran, it says, we created you, or we created you, mankind. We formed the genes, the genies out of flame. We. The Quran is about we. The book of creation of Genesis is about us. It has never been that one God says, I. It is Elohim. It is about we. And there is also another aspect in which many people do not know. What we call, there is this part which we call God as potter of men. Potter of men. The potter of man. This one was actually an Egyptian. This title was copied from an Egyptian tale of creation. Egyptian God was referred to as the potter of men. Potter of men, it is the God, Egyptian God. He was referred to as the potter of mankind. That who created man out of clay, formed man out of clay. And again, the same story of 7 days of creation. There is another separate story which is called the Sumerian Eridu Genesis. 7 tablets of creation. The 7 days of creation. The Sumerian, the earlier Sumerian tablets, which predates the Bible for 100,000 years. It talks of 7 tablets of creation, which was copied, and the Bible copied from the ancient Sumerian tablets, but it is like it summarized. In the first day, God created this and that. The Sumerian tablets, they go deeper. If it says in the first day he created this and that, that first tablet give deeper descriptions of what was created in that first day. It was not a first day, it is a whole tablet. It was a whole first instance of occurrences of an event itself. Sheila, are we together?
Yeah.
Anything you want to add before we continue? Anything you can add or comment?
I was going to comment something, then I said, okay, hold on, I'll say it at the end. But then what I was going to say
Just comment so that
has flown off my head. I should have interjected you at that point. Oh, that when you're talking about Cain, yeah, and you're talking about how Cain reminded God. What was it that I wanted to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cain it is like, actually, he did not remind, but I'm saying it's like he reminded God that, hey, you cannot send me outside there, because God knew, if we follow the religious text, if God created Adam and Eve, and they got Abel and Cain, then God, by that time, should be knowing that I've started creating now. It's a new creation here. God was not aware of any other people living outside the Garden of Eden. But it seems it's like Cain who reminded God, hey, you cannot send me outside of this garden, because the other people outside there, they are going to kill me. And God got convinced and said, okay, I'll put your mark on me. Because it's like God didn't know that there were people outside there. See, it's his first creation. So what comment did you want to place forth on that?
I realize that, the way, that also helps you put into perspective the fact that this was an entity that was limited in its understanding of what was or what wasn't, because yes, he actually realizes that, by the way, yes, this is going to be a mistake. And me, I kept on wondering, so how come there are other races? That when you read, where were these other races coming from? And yet we're thinking like the whole process was already sanitized. If I remember what I wanted to say, I will say it again.
Okay. And there is something which is even in the book of Genesis, and it has also been mentioned 2 times in the Bible. In the times of Noah, when he survived the floods with his family, this is what God what God told Noah: go and replenish. Be fruitful and replenish. Meaning that because everything was wiped out, then they had now to repopulate the earth. Coming back to Adam and Eve, after they were created, they were told, be fruitful and replenish the earth. They were not told to go and replenish the earth, but to repopulate the earth, meaning that there was life. That's why I always say this book of Genesis, it has copied from different initially I was saying there were 4 different stories of creation put together, but they are many, because this one it's like talking, when they are told go and replenish, they are talking about when the earth became formless. But when we look at the other side, we see that Cain was afraid going outside because there were people there. There were people, meaning that this whole story here, there are people outside, and go and replenish, there are 2 different stories. Because go and replenish, it means that it became formless and void, desolate. And I'm fearing going out there because there are other people. It means that Eden was an enclosed place where they were kept. And this is even in the Sumerian texts, that Eden was just an enclosed place where the new race was being created out of genetic experiments from the gods. So the book of Genesis has copied from many ancient stories, many ancient scriptures of actually let me tell you the kind of the books. There are books which there are many epic tales of creation. There is a Mesopotamia, the concept, the human conception of humankind in Mesopotamian cosmologies. Then there is another one called Babylonian cosmology. Cosmogonies? Babylonian cosmogonies. And then there's Akkadian cosmogonies. And then there is a Sumerian cosmogonies. There is a Hebrew cosmogony, the one which is in the Bible, is indicated here. There is the Hittite myths, Hittite myths. There is a cosmogonies of the Syro-Palestine, which is called the cosmogony of Ugarit. And there is another one which is called, let me read it. It is called there is an Egyptian cosmogony, which talks of the potter of men, the Egyptian god, where the Bible copied this thing of the potter of men. Egyptian, and yeah, those ones. So they have this same stories of creation, exact what the Bible is saying, but the characters have been changed. And if we go further to the story of Noah, the story of Noah, the flood story, it is in the Sumerian text. I need to read this one so that people can understand it. It says, where is it? It says, like, the population had grown and humanity had become too noisy. I'm looking for the exact verse in my laptop. It says it was Enlil, who is in Hebrew terms is what they have called, they refer to him as Yahweh. He said that humanity has become too noisy. He went, the same one who is called Yahweh, and he's been given the title of Elohim as one God. He went to the council to present his case that, hey, guys, this humanity has become too noisy. We have to wipe them out with floods. It is in Sumerian tablets, tablet 2. And they brought flood. Here it says it rained 7 days and 7 nights. And after that, this is what the Sumerian tablet says. And after that, Enlil, there's somewhere Enlil says that, like, he swore to the heavens that he's not going to cause the same thing again to humanity. It says we must create a flood against the people. And even Enki did not agree with this. He disagreed with this. It is written very clearly that it is a wrong plan. You have to reverse it. This is what Enki told Enlil. And it was the same Enki who went down, because the one who went to the Council of Gods to seek permission because humanity had become too noisy. He went to the Council of Gods to seek permission to flood and wipe humanity. And this is Enlil, who is referred to as Yahweh. And he's not the one who came and told Noah and said that Noah was the righteous one, so he should build an ark or this or that. It was Enlil who came to tell after that council meeting, Enlil, a brother to Enlil, that one which is referred to as Lord, because Lord and Yahweh in the Old Testament, they are two different characters, they are two different beings, they are brothers. The one who is referred as Lord is the one who went to tell Noah that, hey, bro, something is being planned. So do this, do this, do this, and do this. And even after Noah himself made the ark, Enlil got furious to Enlil. Like, who went to tell humanity of the plans which we had planned to flood the planet? Who told? And he was angry with Enki. Enlil was angry with Enki, who went to give out this top secret that we are going to flood the planet. And Enlil said this when the floods ended and Noah was coming out of his ark. He realized Noah survived with some animals and this and that. So who told him that? It was the brother to Yahweh, Enlil. This is in the old texts. They did not, that time the name of Yahweh did not exist. They were being called by their names, those who came from heaven. And last time I said clearly that even this word Hebrews, Elohim, to Hebrews is what they're called as God. And like today I had a talk in the morning, in the late afternoon with Sheila about the forms of religions we have. We have categorized them as monotheistic, polytheistic, and this and that. But I came to discover that even the Hebrews and the religions which came from Middle East of the Arabs, they are not monotheistic. Monotheistic religion is a religion that embraced one God from the beginning. I came to realize that, and I discovered it just this week which ended, that our current religions are henotheistic. A henotheistic religion is a religion that is presented with many gods. Then they decide, now we don't want this many gods. Out of this many gods, let us choose one God. And that is what happened. Because the ancient Canaanites, Yahweh was worshipped during the ancient, not even the Hebrews, the Canaanites. Yahweh was worshipped alongside hundreds of pantheons of gods. Even the wife to Yahweh, whose name was Asherah, was worshipped alongside Yahweh. Yahweh only forbid humanity worshipping his wife when they fall apart. It's there in the First Kings. Asherah, you can find the story in the First Kings. And another thing, what we call as Allah was worshipped alongside 360 pantheons of gods. And the same one who's called as Allah had a wife and like 160 children. Ancient histories of the evolutions of religions. If you go ancient, there is another book of ancient histories and evolutions of religions. And there is an encyclopedia which I will send. I will have to send to you, Sheila, Gikonya, and Bishop. And it's called Encyclopedias, the Encyclopedia of Deities. Encyclopedia of Deities. All the deities which we have known, because all what we have given, all the names we have given out, they are deities, and that encyclopedia clearly indicates that this one originated from which side of the planet, from which community, from which race, and this was married to, like they say, Yahweh was associated with Asherah, who was the wife, and they also talk about the Asherah and why Yahweh became Jehovah, and who Allah is, all the ancient deities, the encyclopedia of the ancient deities. I will share with you a copy through WhatsApp after this meeting. So our religions have not been they are not monotheistic. They chose from a group of gods. Like they were presented, they were having many gods. Like if you do research in the ancient Arab religions before Islam, Allah existed. Allah did not come with Islam. Allah existed before Islam. Allah existed, and he was worshipped. The idols were worshipped in the Kaaba, that black stone. It had all the gods there, idols of all the gods, including Allah was there before Islam came. The ancient Canaanites, before the Hebrews, before Christianity, they had Yahweh was there with many gods. And they decided that let us pick Yahweh. And furthermore, if you check who Yahweh is, you will come to realize that that which we call Yahweh is the same entity which we call as Allah. And this is what is described. An ancient, furious desert storm god of the ancient Middle East. That is the description of Yahweh. That's why I tell people it's the same guy who is Allah. An ancient, furious. Canaan is an ancient Canaan god, Canaan god or deity who was furious and a desert storm god. That is the description of who Yahweh is. Even if you just Google with your phones and check, even in the Wikipedia, it tells you the same. Ancient, furious, desert, storm god. That's why everything is connected to everything. That time when USA was invading Iraq for the first time, do you know what they called their first operation? Operation Desert Storm. They picked it from the character of that ancient Yahweh. Operation Desert Storm. Yahweh was the ancient, furious desert storm god of the ancient Middle East and the Canaanites. So, this is what Genesis is, and we have taken it to be the final say in creation. And we will get stuck into it, not knowing that even the ancient Hebrews, the ancient Hebrew Bible, I have it also here. It has given me headache because I'm looking for translations here, each and single word. It never spoke of God, one creator. It has never, because I saw a video, someone saying that he contacted a rabbi and he asked him, if the ancient Hebrew Bible spoke of God, the one infinite creator, and that rabbi told him, listen, people should read their Bible properly. There is nowhere in the Bible where it is said that God created man. It is nowhere. And even the ancient Hebrews, the Bible never spoke of the one infinite creator. It spoke of powerful deities. Even the Sumerian texts, this is what they said, Elohim. The word Elohim, it means the powerful ones. The powerful ones. And the same word Elohim again, if you come in the spiritual circles, you will come to realize that it is said that Elohim is a collective. It's not one being. It's a whole race, a collective race. And we are told that they are not in our reality because this is the because now. Because they have moved to higher density. So, the only reason why we can only see 9 planets in our solar system is because we are just perceiving of the planets which are in our density. We can never perceive any planet which is above the density of this planet because the humanity collective consciousness has not shifted totally to the 4th density. But if we could have shifted in the 4th density, we could have seen 18 planets. If we go further, we see plus 9 other planets. Then if we go deeper, we go and see plus 9 other planets. This solar system, in total, it has 36. Yeah, it's 36 planets. It has 36 planets, and even there are those who knows. Those people who are hiding things to us, they know that our solar system has got 36 planets. The reason why the Elohims are null, and these Elohims were not outside this solar system. There are many higher beings. Here we are being told that the solar system, maybe we are the only creation. In other planets, it's ball of gases and this and that. Other is just volcanoes erupting 24 hours and this and that. We are not being told the truth. All higher beings, which we call higher beings, most of them are coming from this solar system. The 4th density beings, the 5th density beings, the 6th up to 6th density beings, they are here in this solar system. This solar system is up to 6th density. The reason why we cannot perceive them is because we are in the 3rd density. You cannot perceive that which does not match your frequency or vibrations. If you reach the 4th density, you can see 18 planets. If you reach the 5th density, you can see 27 planets. All the lowest densities, you can perceive them. You will see them. So this solar system does not have 8 planets. All the beings which are from 5th density, it's in this solar system. The density which we are moving, the 4th or the 5th density, they are in this solar system. When we come to the 4th density, we will be immediately, there's that total shift, that which they call the 3 days of darkness. Then there will be a rapture which will be going in. Those who do not qualify, and those who qualify, they'll experience them in different ways. Like those who don't qualify, after the 3 days of darkness, one person will be taken, other will be left behind. If you don't qualify, when others have been taken, have been raptured, you won't even remember, and you will have forgotten everything. You go back to your early Stone Age because you will have no memories. the poles will, the magnetic poles will have been shifted. The rotation of the planet will have been changed. Sun coming from east to west. When the magnetics are changed, memories are wiped because our memories are not in our heads. Our brains are just antennas. All the memories are stored in the magnetic grids of the planet. Immediately they are just changed. Everyone forgets everything. That is how those who do not qualify to go to the next density, when one will be after that 3 days of darkness, when it ends and when it ends and day comes, their own people who they were with will not be there, but they will not be aware that someone is missing in my family. Why? Because you have been wiped clean. You know nothing. You are in your house, you are with your laptop, with your mobile, but you don't know what these things are. They are nothing to you. You even struggle, even how am I going to get food? How am I going to start fire? The matchbox will be there, but now you are just going back to zero, early Stone Age, because everything, people will start going around looking for food. They will not be remembering even the types of food they were eating. People will start even eating leaves. And even after 1 year, the whole thing, people are everywhere because of people are moving here and there and eating anything, fruits, leaves, and everything. Everything becomes to the early Stone Age. That is how people are going to experience. And those who will have graduated to the fourth density, this is how they are going to experience the rapture. One person will be taken and another one will remain behind. When it happens, they will have all the memories, and first of all, they will be able to see a third density planet next to this planet. We will be seeing, if we make it to the fourth density, that day the sun comes out, you will see, when you go out, you will see a third density planet. You will see a bigger planet, maybe the sun or the size of the sun on the sky next, and you will remember that I was there, and you will be remembering everything. That the last time I was there, I was with my family, and I left them there. You will have all the memories, but those who do not qualify will not have the memories. They are like being switched back to primates, third density, to start over the cycle again. 75,000 years of three cycles. That 75,000 years has got 3 cycles, because this third density planet, the harvest has taken place 2 times. After every 25,000 years, there was an harvest. 3 days of darkness has happened in this planet 2 times. So there are those mini cycles, and there's that grander cycle, which we are now in the end of it. Are we together up to there? To that point, are we together? Sheila, I know now you have remembered your question. Sheila.
Sorry, my earphone went to camera. So I think I'm just looking and I'm wondering that we are talking about these gods that sorry, I'm sitting amongst people that are watching TV, but me, I'm on my earphones. So there are
It's
these
okay.
people, these entities that are here, and even as these entities are here, we have brothers. They're talking about brothers. These brothers that are having dominion, that are ruling, that are this, that are that.
You got muted. You got muted. Sheila, you
I
got
got
muted.
muted. Sorry. Where did I lose you? Or where did I lose myself?
You said
So I was,
they are these brothers.
so the brothers are there. There are these entities that are there. We are talking about entities that have wives. I don't know what, all these things. So all this time, I'm asking. We have been talking about how God is experiencing Himself, how the existence of who He is and what He is, or what God is. That God is actually experiencing Himself through light or darkness, or despite us saying that God does not have a sex anyway. So this divine entity is experiencing itself. So my question is, we've talked about brotherhood, we have talked about this, that, the other. I'm just thinking about, as I'm listening to all this, and I'm thinking, okay, so where exactly does God fit into this? Where does the source fit into this? Where does divine intelligence fit into this? Is this entity just looking at all this detached, unconcerned, as much as not involved in any way whatsoever, as everything that concerns you, all these other entities we're talking about, all these other gods that are being worshipped, but the creator of the universe, where does the creator of the universe fit in all this? That was what my query was all that time when I was listening. Even as I'm listening to you sharing, that was what was just going in my head.
What I can tell you is that the whole creation thing is never about that. We have this primitive thinking that when we are told that God created this planet, it's like God, from wherever he came here and created this planet. Something which ourselves, humans, if we want to create, like let's say you have you are a millionaire or a billionaire, you want to build the tallest skyscraper in town. We will never, as humans, we will never go there, take part in building this by ourselves. We will never. When we want to build, you're a billionaire, you want to build a skyscraper in town. You will never go there by yourself, creating or building that thing. You'll always bring forth on board engineers, architects, contractors, and all other people involved. And these are the hierarchies, Sheila. There are hierarchies in the whole thing, galactic hierarchies. And there are beings, there are negative beings and positive beings, and polarity always changes. It dances this side or that side. And the positive polarity is the one which is very hard, because it is very easy for beings of light to fall into darkness, but it is very hard for beings of darkness to become beings of light. The whole story of creation, which we are being passed through, like we are, when we are told that ye are gods, it is true that we are gods in small g. We are gods in training, because this is the game of the universe, creation game. It is a galactic game, and the whole universe. It's not God who is creating. There are those positive beings, higher beings of light, who are given that the it's like there are beings who are given that this race is in charge of terraforming planets, and this race is in charge of seeding consciousness. And one thing we should know, that seeding consciousness is what brings forth life. And do you know what consciousness is? Consciousness is what God is. God is not a being with 2 legs and 2 hands. God is not a being, it's a mystery unknown to, and even the higher beings. If you listen to the channelings of the higher beings, they will always say, listen, humanity, to us, even God is a mystery. To us, we are in the journey of seeking this one infinite creator. To us, we have our own challenges in our learning processes. It is all learning, 5th density, 6th density. What we call as angelic beings, they are still in the process of learning, seeking this one infinite creator. Even those in darkness, they are in their own learning path of darkness every day. That's why they are going from they went to 4th density. The others who are in 5th density, there are others who are in 6th density. From 6.5 densities, there is no polarity. It ceases to exist. So it is a learning process. So there are beings who are in charge of terraforming the planet. In spiritual circles, it is said that the Elohims, or beings who have moved from 6th density to maybe 6.5 or 7th density, who are in charge of terraforming planets. And then there are other beings who are still in our plane, who are in the 5th/6th density. They are the ones who seeded consciousness here for life to start. Consciousness is that spark of God. Creation is about seeding the spark of God to be in continuity, that it can be, the process can be a continuous, gradually and continuous process of creation. That is what universe is. We participate. Everything is happening within God. So as much as we are participating in one way or another, it is God himself experiencing that and expressing within himself through whatever form of creations which are going forth. God has never been a being like we have been taught in religion. One thing we have to know is that all God which has been mentioned in the religious books, he had, most of the times, he had the qualities of man. He was angry. He's a jealous God. Let me tell you, this one is always in bold letters. He is a jealous God. You are told that he's a jealous God. He's angry. He has called people to go and kill others in all religions. In all religions, God has told people, hey, you, go kill them. Kill them. Kill their men. Kill their babies. Kill their animals. But get the virgins for yourselves. This is what the gods of the religions have been telling people. Take the virgins for yourself. And there are other texts which have been removed. And it is very crazy that this same God who told the children of Israel that kill them, kill the animals, kill their kids, kill all the men, and take the virgins. He came back and asked for a share. He came back and asked for a share of the virgins. This is how crazy it is. The same gods walked upon earth. They walked upon earth. And this is what they did. Like the story of Abraham. If you read it properly, you will understand that God visited Abraham and ate dinner with Abraham and spent a night at Abraham's place. And in the morning, he went his way, and the 2 angels went to Sodom and Gomorrah. And when God was going his way, he blessed Abraham. This is the gods which we have been taught in religion. Gods who walked, who appeared. And one thing we have to know, our scriptures have been copied from ancient texts. Ancient texts never spoke of angels. The things of angels is only religious. It has been brought in religious. They never spoke of angels coming down. It spoke of beings, powerful beings who came down, not angels. It talks about the same thing which our scriptures say as the fallen angels. The fallen angels, the ancient called them the sons of God. The sons of God is what the fallen angels are. The Nephilim were the sons of God. And even when you there is another side story about that, that the Nephilim, when the sons of God came and married the daughters of men. Listen, let me tell you one thing. These sons of God, they did not it's not the way it's being portrayed that they were like giants with the ugly faces and this and that. Hey, let me tell you, no one with an ugly face, with a bad shape, with a bad figure can convince a woman to fall in love with them and have sex with them and marry them. These sons of God, which you call the fallen angels, they were handsome and very cute. Where if they came today, even if they come out from wherever they are today, all women in this earth are going to be fighting for them. And guess what? When God came and visited Abraham, he was accompanied by two sons of gods. That's why when they went to Sodom, even the men wanted them to have sex with them. They were cute, handsome. And when they were being wiped out in this planet, they still existed. Up to now, they exist. There are a lot of beings which exist here. Most of them, they exist in our waters. In our waters. Some of them negative, some of them positive. Those who are negative is what we call as demons. They are aquatic. When they survive in water, they can only survive in water, but they cannot manifest physical bodies. That is why they can possess a human or an animal, because human and animal is 80% or 70% water. That's why when Jesus asked them, when Jesus wanted to cast them out, they said, cast us into the pigs, because pigs are animals, 80% water. And immediately they were cast into them. Where did they go? Into the sea, back home. That is where demons are, here in this planet, in the sea. There are those there are those beings which are positive and magnificent. They are here. We have 4 different, even more than 5 civilizations here. The ancient race is here. If you read the ancient books which predates the Bible, it tells you clearly. There is something which is always mentioned in the Amarid tablets of Thoth, which speaks of the Imenti, the underworld, the Imenti, where all souls are judged, where all souls are evaluated, and not souls of this planet, the galactic. they are judged underneath this planet. When you are told that the demons or the Satan has been casted to the abyss, this is what the meaning of abyss is. Abyss is waters. It's not deep, dark somewhere. Abyss is water. They're just changing the meaning, but the abyss is waters. So there's something in the water, there's something in the land. Imenti is down in the land. That is where even Thoth said he went to the underworld. And that is the same place, Imenti, where he went. Jesus went to the underworld. In the Bible, he went to the underworld. Jesus went there. Imenti. He visited that place. So a lot of the creation stories which we are following, they have been copied from the ancients. From the ancients, and the ancients were very clear. They were not talking the ancient, because the whole Old Testament is copied from the Old Testament is copied from ancient tablets and scrolls. All the practices, religious practices of our two major religions, or three, Christianity, Catholicism, and Islam, all the practices were copied direct from the ancient Egyptian practices. The Holy Communion, the breaking of the eating of the flesh and the drinking of the blood of Jesus. This one actually was even the ancient Greek practices, that they were not breaking, they were not eating the flesh of Jesus and drinking his blood. This is what they did. If someone was intelligent and they have reached a point which the person was to pass over or to die, they will slaughter him, take the blood, and feed on the flesh in pieces and drink a tincture of the blood. And they believed that that intelligence which they had will be passed over. These were things which practices, some of them are crazy, dark practices which have been put into religion, copied from the ancient Egyptian practices. The reason why the Greeks mythologies are copied from the Egyptian myths or Egyptian practices is because, and even the New Testament, the first text was written in Greek. This is the story. If you read it, if you read the Amaret tablets of Thoth, it says very clearly, when Atlantis was falling over, was falling, Thoth was told, take all the knowledges, pack them into the spaceship, pack everything, all the knowledges you know, all the technologies you know, and take forth. And this is what Thoth says. He took forth and landed to the land of Chem, land of Chem, the land of black soil. Egypt had black soil, black in color. When people should stop confusing that Chem was about black people. It was because the soil itself was black in color. That's why it was called the land of Chem. When he landed with his spacecraft, the people there wanted to attack them, and this is what Thoth said. I put up my magic stick and I froze them. And when I let them loose, they all bowed down. It's all technology. He froze them when they wanted to come. And he taught them knowledges. He taught them secrets. And after that, this is what he again says, and we ordered some others of us to go forth to the land of the barbarians, the Greeks. Lineage of the Greeks is from the Egyptians. That's why all the stories, including the Bible story of Jesus, everything has been copied from Egyptian myths and practices. And you will see even there is another side story yet again of Jesus, the missing 20 years of Jesus. I don't know, 30 years of Jesus. When he was then 20 years, he was then 12 years, he got lost. For 20 years, then he just came up when he was 30 something years. It was said he went. There was a school. There was a school of initiates which was in Egypt. Actually, Jesus visited Egypt and he visited the Far East because all the teachings of Jesus, all the sayings of Jesus are in Buddhism. All the sayings of Jesus are in Egyptian myths. All the stories. This is how crazy the situation is. When you are presented with one book and you say it is a finality of everything, then you have deceived yourself, because there are other books which came ancient and there are other stories which preceded what you believe. And they say something else. And like the other time when Bishop was saying that to understand these things, you have to read ancient religious texts. Ancient. Don't go and look your new translated English version. It will not give you any information. Like I'm telling you, I'm referring just to the 1610 Bible, which says clearly that where it has been indicated as God, it is Elohim. And it tells you, hey, go back to the book of Psalms and see what Elohim is. What Elohim is. And when you go there, you are told that he sits in the council among other gods. Bishop, welcome, and you can comment on that. I know you have a comment on that. I can feel it. So, Bishop, welcome. Bishop, are you there? Bishop Abi, I know he's trying to unmute. I believe so. Bishop, are you getting us? Sheila? Sheila?
Yeah.
Comment
I
while
can.
we wait for a comment from Bishops.
I think I was looking at, I was listening to, I was remembering the Emeralds of Thought and what Thought was saying. His conversations when he went to the underground and when Atlantis was being submerged, and what it is that he was saying, that he commended the teachings to these people, the ones that he taught, and that for them to keep it until the time that he would come back and command them and judge them based on what it is that he had committed to them.
And this is exactly what Jesus said.
And this is exactly
There's somewhere in the Bible
said.
Jesus says that.
Yeah. It makes you really look at things from a broader perspective and realizing that, yeah, what you're saying is worth looking into and worth becoming more aware of. You had talked about the issue of the virgins, yeah, and
Yes.
also at some point even the gods were making a demand of the same. Is that based on a reading you've seen an ancient text, or some of the ones that we are, or some of the, like maybe in that old Bible? And then I was trying to tell somebody about the initial, this there about the Bible, yeah, the companion Bible. How are we able to verify for ourselves, for our quest of learning, for knowledge, now that we have seen that it is so possible for things to get manipulated and really changed to fit into the script of whoever is doing it? How can we be able to now say, to verify and tell ourselves that this is basically what it was in the beginning, from as in truth, without having been tampered with? What is the, where is the at what point, or how do we now verify that this is true, and that it also has not been manipulated the same way we are thinking the Bible, and then you realize that in some places you realize the same Bible has different verses. There are some other versions that if you look at this text and if you look at this other text, they are different. Same, yeah, same scripture, but the meaning, no, the word itself is different. That's when some of the things really started making me look at it and wonder, how come? So how do we, for ourselves, for the purpose of learning, how do we now say that yes, this is it? That's just my comment. And to just request that probably when we do, like when we are sharing, we can be attaching additional quotes, or rather additional reading material for verification. I think it helps so that even for the people that are listening or that will get to chime in later, they will not just think it is just stories, but then they have proof that we can also make students out of ourselves and out of other people. Thank you.
Yes. About the companion Bible, this is how I came to know first. This is how, for me, this is how I came to know about the companion Bible. There is a guy who is talking on deeper things which have been hidden to humanity. And that day in his video, he said that the only book which he has referred and he found that it gives footnotes describing the real thing is the companion Bible. And one thing about the companion Bible of 1610 is that Sheila, if you check at the book itself, which is 2,500 pages, it is it's not just, there's this Bible when you just go and seek for a Bible to refer, like New International Version, you'll just find it's a soft copy, clean copy with the like it's a typing thing. It's been typed, it's been typed or this and that. Then it's just clean PDF like that. But when he said that we can refer to the oldest Bible, which is and actually it's not even the oldest Bible, because it is said that it copied again from another. This one is of 1610, but there were others parallel Bibles which were of 1588. But this version, which is available, even if you have to download, it is not a typed thing. It's something which has been scanned. It has been scanned from the original book. The guy had time, whoever scanned it, because it's 2,500 pages. It is scanned, and by intuition, Sheila, if something has got grander truths, you will know it, because this Bible, the footnote clearly tells about the Elohim, and if you go to other texts, ancient texts like the Sumerian tablets, they refer to Elohim as a council, powerful ones, a group. And this Bible, the footnotes, it tells you the same thing. So you have to take references from the ancient texts, not the current, the ancient, because even if you get that one, whatever it says in the footnotes, refer to the ancient texts. You will see that it gives clear story of the same. That they're just the same. They are just talking. Those two writings are talking of the same thing. It's a group, a council, and the earth did not, and the earth was not formed, or was not formless and void, but clearly it tells you it became. And if you go to the ancient texts and writings, it shows the things which happened. It says the things which happened here, how life came into extinct several times here. So this one is not the oldest, but so far it's an old. It is before, after this, this is when, after this companion Bible came forth, King James Version. And King James Version was clearly indicated as authorized. And during those times, if you were found reading any other older version apart from the authorized King James Version, it was a death penalty. That history is there. So ask yourself why it became a death penalty if you read a Bible which was older than King James Version. Why did it become a meaning there's something we are not supposed to read in the versions which came earlier, before the King James Version. That's why it's the first King James Version always written authorized version. It was the biggest crime to be found reading any version older than the King James Version. So for me, as I compare the old version to the ancient text, because almost it speaks of the same, it's like the same King James Version, but it has footnotes. This footnotes is what is making this Bible stand out. Even the guy said, it's the footnotes. The thing with this Bible is the footnotes. It tells everything. That's why it has 2,500 and something pages. It's because of the footnotes or the side notes. It tells of everything. It marks you and it tells you, hey, this is this and this. Fallen angel, this is fallen angels, but it will tell you the Hebrews call them this. Go to another verse, they are called like this. It gives you different things. It gives you different references in the same Bible. Sheila, the craziest thing is that this companion Bible, when it gives you a reference, it gives you a reference there in the Bible. It does not get out of the Bible. And this is how crazy it is, because you will know that you don't read your Bible. Because it will give you a reference, hey, this is this, and you won't believe, and it will give you another verse. Go and read another verse in Psalms or in Luke, go and read there. See. You will understand. And immediately you go to that verse, your eyes opens, and you get shocked. It does not get out of itself. It gives references about everything, but the references are within the same Bible, New and Old Testament. And it will surprise you. I tell you, it will make you understand that you haven't read your Bible, because all the truths are there. If it is written here that this is this, you get stuck to that, it gives you a reference. Hey, go and read this and see what it says. Or it tells you this is the meaning of this. It is many, not one. And it was what the ancient Hebrews said. So that's why I've taken it to be actually speaking of the truth, because it has projected a lot of truths. This version of the Bible, grander truths of creation, of everything, even the stories of the Nephilim and the demons and everything. When it talks about the demon, when it talks about the abyss, when it talks about the abyss, it takes you, the footnote takes you to where Jesus casted out demons, and it tells you the abyss means deep waters. It will take you direct there, and then you will awaken. People think that the abyss is like underworld, darkness, and this and that. It is just deep waters. So this is why I'm saying this book is this Bible is just, it's not giving the truth. It's just telling what it is. Whoever compiled it, they are just telling what it is, the truth of what it is, period. This is the thing. And about giving references, Sheila, we have to give people references, because all this, like, first of all, people, Sheila, like, number one, the amaranth tablets of truth. People, if you tell religious people, go and read the amaranth tablet of thought, they will demonize it immediately. It's because we demonize everything. And you, like, initially, just some minutes back, you said clearly where Truth was saying that what I've taught you are, when he comes back, he's going to weigh or to judge if we have kept. And if you go back to the Bible, you will find the same saying by Jesus. The same line, Jesus spoke it. And the amaranth tablet of thought predates the Bible in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. But the sayings of Jesus, they were spoken by thought. Exactly. And another thing, even some things which Jesus did, like going to the underworld, is what exactly thought did, and he explained it deeply. And if you go to the Sumerian creation stories, like when you, there's this book called the Sumerian creation stories called the Eridu Genesis. It says clearly, like, hey, these humans are becoming too noisy. Let us wipe them. And there was a disagreement among the gods on that fact. That is the story of Noah's flood. It is in the Eridu Genesis. If you go to the Enuma Elish, which is a Babylonian creation story, it talks about this creation story, the same one, of forming man out of clay. 7 days of creation, which gods, it is talking about gods. These gods, they clashed, then this came forth. It's all about this creation. There it is told in like, it's talking about gods doing this and that, but when you read it, you know that it is the same thing of the 7 days of creation. The first day, this and this, heavens and earth was created. Man was formed out of clay. Let us form man in our own image. If you check in the Eridu Genesis, is let us create man so that they can serve the gods. They can help bear bear the burden of the gods on the land. This is what they say, exactly sayings of the Bible. So giving references are always available, Sheila, but are people going to accept them? Are people going to accept them? Because they demonize them. Like if we go now, let us go to the 10 Commandments. In the time of Moses, he was given 10 Commandments. Where are the 10 Commandments coming from? They are coming from the book that even if you tell religious people, go and refer and check for your reference about the 10 Commandments, you tell them the name of the book, first of all, they are going even to say you are possessed. The book is called the Egyptian Book of the Dead. 10 Commandments were copied word by word from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. It's called the 42, I don't know, 42 proclamations of 42 scribes. And 10 were taken out of there, word by word. It's all about getting open to, it's just being open. First, you have to have an open mind. To find God, you have to have an open mind, because whoever is giving us the God they want us to believe in, they have an agenda. They have a great agenda because they are hiding God from us. That's why they're telling you, hey, this, you read something outside of this, it's demonic. Now, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, it talks of the 10 Commandments given to Moses. There were 42 and they picked 10. If you tell someone religious that 10 Commandments were copied from the Book of the Dead, they won't believe and they won't accept. And they will say, it is not possible because the Bible is the Word of God. And the Word of God cannot, is something written by God. It cannot be tampered with. That's what the people say. Because the other time I was telling someone that, listen, there are books which were removed from the Bible. And this is what many people say, that the Word of God cannot be tampered with. And there are books, very true books, removed from the Bible, books and Gospels. The same story of creation, Sheila, the same story of creation. You go back and read the Gospel of Judas. People will think that Judas was the betrayer, but Judas was the closest, Sheila. When I'm telling you, when religion tells you this thing is bad, open your eyes wide, your ears wide, because there is something. When Judas is said that he's been painted as the betrayer and the one who made Jesus to be crucified, it is because Judas was the closest, after Mary Magdalene, Judas was the closest disciple to Jesus, and he was the only disciple that Jesus said to him, come. Among the other disciples, come, and I share with you the secrets of creation. Come and I share to you. And Jesus went with him and he told him exactly of what happened. The story of creation of this planet, Jesus said, narrated to it to Judas in the book of Judas, in the Gospel of Judas. And he told him that there were angels and the creator of this physical realm is called, he clearly said he's called Yaboat or Yelboat, something like that. If I remember the name, Yelboat, the creator of this realm. And this is what Jesus was saying, that the creator of this physicality, who created this physicality, is a foolish God. This is what Jesus said in the Gospel of Judas. Is a foolish God, because in the book of that Gospel of Judas, Jesus, him one time, one instance, he found his disciples practicing the Eucharistus. I don't know, Eucharistus is a religious practice of Eucharistus. Catholics do it up to now. And Jesus was laughing at them. And this is one thing you have to know. In all Gospels, in all books, there is no book where Jesus laughed. It is only in the Gospel of Judas where Jesus laughed loud at them when they were doing that. And they were amazed. And they asked Jesus, Master, why are you laughing at us? And he told them clearly, I'm laughing at you of what you are doing, And then the disciples asked him, we are doing this because of actually Jesus laughed and he told them, I'm laughing at what you are doing, but it's okay, it pleases your God. This is what Jesus told the disciples. It pleases your God. Do it, continue. And they were surprised. The disciples asked Jesus, is the God we are worshiping not your Father? And Jesus, this is what Jesus replied to them, that you disciples and your generations will never know my Father. You and your generations will never know my Father. And if among you there is anyone who knows where I cometh from, stand up and face me. Then only one person stood up. That was Judas. And Judas said, I know where you come from. And he started explaining to Jesus that you are coming from this aeon and that aeon and that aeon very far away, above there and there and there, very far away. And Jesus told Judas, come. While the others were doing the Eucharist, he told him, come. He went with him away. Come and I share with you the truth of this creation of this plan. That's why he told him about the one of the angelic races, among the 7 angelic races, where that Yelboath, which is referred to as the foolish God, created this physical realm. Then apart from that, jump in another book. It's called the Apocalypse of Adam. The Apocalypse of Adam. Or this book is called the Revelations of Adam to his son Seth. And this is what he told his son Seth, hey, my son, before this God came, we were angelic beings, shining beams of light. Then came forth this God and removed the glory in us. Sheila, let me tell you one thing. That primate which existed here, which was supposed to evolve naturally, was powerful. It was powerful because it was telepathic. It was telepathic and could had a highest perception. And then this God who came is all about the genetics, and they removed their glory. They removed the glory in us. And it gets more crazy because this is what people do not know. Cain was not a biological son of Adam and Eve, because in the apocalypse of Adam, or the revelation of Adam to his son Seth, he says clearly, and the God went into your mom Eve, and we begot your brother Cain. And the God went into your mom Eve and begot Cain. This is how crazy it is. And this story is there because the same entity who took that name of Yahweh, and the other time my bishops talked about the name of Yahweh. This name of Yahweh is a holy name, but it was hijacked. Sheila, if you listened to the channeling of Ra, about the channeling of Ra on Yahweh, it said the name of Yahweh was hijacked by other negative entities, and they call themselves Yahweh. The other time Bishop said when the Hebrews could not, they wanted to mention the name of God, it was just something grand that cannot be mentioned, and it was all, and they came up with the name of Yahweh, like the breath, like Yahweh. It was breathing in and breathing out, but it was hijacked by negative beings, and placed upon themselves that I am Yahweh. And this is how crazy it was, because that time when he appeared to Moses, he was just fresh from hijacking the name. That's why he told Moses, I was not known by this name by your forefathers. He told Moses clearly, I was not known by this name. Sheila, this is the thing. Now that book, it says clearly that Adam was telling the whole story, that they were this and this happened. And the truth is that it was all about the genetic. This whole experiment, it was on a godly path, and it was hijacked. And the genetic experiments, there were a lot of experiments. There's a lot of things which have been, I don't know, Sheila, I don't know what we can call ourselves, because we have everything. We are carrying everything. Like today you commented on another post there in the group when I was saying that we have 24 DNA strands in us from 24 galactic races. Therefore, we are connected. Sheila, lineage is not me, my black lineage. Hey, you are from very far. And guess what? Some of those strands from those galactic races are negative. Your lineage has got everything. So, that is the thing. Bishop.
Yeah.
I can see you have unmuted. Talk to us.
Let me unmute my this.
No, you are not mute. You are not mute.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Good day, sir.
Good day, bro.
Thank you so much. I missed the meeting yesterday. I was confused about the time. When I came, it's like you people have already finished.
Yes.
Hello,
Continue,
sir.
my brother. Yes, we can get you.
Yes,
We can get you loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I just want to appreciate the effort that goes into bringing out this level of informative information. Is something else. You understand? I was telling somebody that for a being as vast and incomprehensible as our God, we should expect the fact that there must be hundreds of stories about how he began, how he created, and mythologies from different cultures, different civilizations. And a myth may not be 100% accurate, but it definitely has some truth in it. And if you go to some of these different cultures, you'll see that they've never met each other with another culture or civilization yet. They have a similar belief or stories about their origin. So basically, the whole thing boils down to one thing: the fact that we know that we have a single origin and we're here for a purpose. So basically, it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. So I've just been following. So I don't have much anyway, but